Hi there. So for me, the great thing about Pilates is just spending some time on yourself. And there's no better thing you can do than give yourself a good foot massage, I find. So I'm just going to show you what we do. I do this quite often in class. It's a great thing you can do whilst you're sat at home watching the TV. You can do it sat down, you can do it on the floor, you can do it in bed, and your feet are really going to thank you for it. So we begin, make sure you've got your socks off. You're going to take a foot. Sorry about my feet. And you're just going to run your fingers all along the sole, really digging in deep, getting in the arches, rubbing the heel, rubbing along the balls, and then getting at the front of the foot. So then start stretching the skin. So stretch it nice and wide, and you can dig in as deep as feels good for you. So my feet have been quite used and abused, so I dig in really deep and just stretch it out. So as you're doing this, think about how your feet actually have more bones than your spine, and you wouldn't just wrap your spine up in shoes or something similar all day long and expect it to be mobile. So this is why it's important to give your feet some love. Okay, so we've massaged the bottom, and then you can massage the top. So you've got your metatarsals that you can feel, they're the bones on the top of the foot, and you're just going to rub along them. And again, just as deep as feels good for your feet. And then you're going to take your hand and interlace it in between the toes. So this may feel very strange to start off with. And we're aiming to get the fingers in as deep to the toes as possible. So it may take some wiggling around. So just get your toes in there, and then just take a few moments for the nervous system to catch up with what's going on there, because I'm sure it's not something you've done before. And we're just spreading the toes out nice and wide here. And then you're just going to make some little circles with the ankle. So just warming up the ankle joint. And then reverse the direction. And just keep breathing through it as well. Okay, now take a hold of your heel and take a hold of the front of the foot, and you're just going to rotate the front of the foot. So this is a movement that the feet are designed to do, but since wearing shoes which are often very rigid, our feet don't often get the opportunity for this, so again have stiffened up over time. So it's a really good one for your feet, this. And now you're going to hold on to the front of the foot, and you're actually going to move your heel from side to side. So the heel bone actually does float, and you can move it. So again, this might be something you've not done before, might feel a little bit odd, but it's going to be very good for you. Okay, and now you're going to place your foot down, stretch your leg long, and I want you to point the foot and then flex the toes, then flex the foot towards you, then point the toes and then point the foot, flex the toes, flex the foot towards you, point your toes, point the foot away, and flex the toes and flex the foot. Okay, so that was nice and quick, and what you can do is you can stand up and just have a walk through your feet and just feel how different they may feel to one another. And if you look down as well, you may notice sometimes there will even be a different colour as we're bringing in extra blood circulation as well. So now we need to even up. So begin with the massage along the sole of the foot, just digging in, really get into the arches of the feet, get into the front of the feet, and as you're doing it, then spread the feet wide as you can. So one thing you can do that's going to help your feet no end is, wherever possible, don't wear shoes. So the shoes are really restricting the mobility in the foot. So around the house, for example, in the garden, you can just walk around barefoot or in socks, and it's going to do your feet the world of good. As well as, you know, you can just buy very flexible footwear. There's a lot on the market now which is a lot better for our feet. Okay, and now massaging along the top. So yeah, really dig your fingers along the bones. So you're just scraping along them almost. And now interlace your fingers in. So take a toe at a time, place the fingers in between them, and it's going to spread them nice and wide. So again, just take a little while there. So I mean, ideally, we want our feet to have the same mobility and control as our hands and fingers. That's going to take a lot of time, but it is possible. And then circling through the ankles. And reversing direction. Getting rid of all the clicks. And then take a hold of the heel and then the front of the foot, and just trying to twist the front only. So you're keeping the heel completely still. Twisting the foot side to side. So it's again probably a motion you didn't even realize your foot did, but it does. It's really important because we don't want to be in older life shuffling along, and that's all down to just the foot seizing up and you have to shuffle instead of walk normally. So doing this at least once a week is going to help you stop that. Now hold on to the front of the foot and you're just grabbing the heel and pushing it side to side. And you've probably got more mobility in there than you realize. And then you're going to extend the leg long. So point the foot and then flex the toes, flex the foot. Point the toes and then point the foot, flex the toes, flex the foot, and then back down. So pointing the toes, pointing the foot, finally flexing the toes and flexing the foot. And now you can walk through your feet. Hopefully they should feel nice and even. So we've helped activate the arches of the feet as well. So we really should have a literal spring in our step now. And hopefully you've thoroughly enjoyed giving yourself some time to look after your feet. And remember to do this as often as you can. So when you're sat around, you might be bored, you might be watching TV, zoning out. Just give yourself a little break and look after your feet. Thank you for watching.